Penney, please come forward. Miriam Penney was born on June 5, 1922 in Mahone Bay. She was reared in Pleasantville. She played almost always with the boys as a youngster because she was so dominant when she played with the girls that it bordered on the comical. In the girls' softball league one year, she batted At the dinner table one night, she complained after a Bridgewater team came home with a 54-17 win over Lunenburg. Her complaint was based on the fact that in their big inning, Jean Newell had made all 3 outs. Is Jean Newell here tonight? Out. She was constantly recruited to play ice hockey for the boys' team as well. This was some 50 years before the more recent scandals centered around whether rules banning females from playing in male leagues is or is not an infringement of constitutional right. The girls' high school team played 3 times, in which the team dominated their opponents. Of the 22 team goals, an attempt was made to set up a game between the town team and another team made up of Miriam Penney and the goalie, Marion Krause, wife of the Nova Scotia rink. She scored 3 goals in the 3-0 victory over the high school. In the 1930s, a softball throwing contest was part of most track meets. When she was 16 years old in 1938, she won the Maritime softball, javelin, and shot put events, setting a new Maritime record in the softball throw of 181 feet, breaking the old record by 25 feet. The following year, she won a gold medal for a 194-foot softball throw at the Canadian Championships. She was also a silver winner in the javelin. These medals would have ensured this athlete a place on Canada's 1940 Olympic team, had the games not been canceled because of World War II. When she got older, her friends started getting involved in other sports, so she changed directions as well. When she was 25, she tried golf for the first time. In that first year, she reduced her handicap from 36 to 22. After just 6 weeks of playing, she won the Novice Division in the Nova Scotia Ladies Championship. Since that time, she's won the Bridgewater Club Championship 25 times. She played in the club championship this year, ladies and gentlemen, at 71 years old, coming 4th. She was runner-up in the provincial championship twice, and she won the Nova Scotia Ladies Championship in 1960. She was joined by fellow Pleasantville resident Charmaine Murray on the 1976 team, which went off to represent the Maritimes at the Canadian Championships in Saskatoon. It's probably the only time in Canadian golfing history that a village of 200 was represented by 2 golfers at the Nationals. They had all sorts of traveling difficulties. They were held up so long getting out of Montreal that they went out to visit Expo. By the time they finally got to Saskatoon, their Nova Scotia tartan skirts were a mess. And they were so bedraggled that a hairspray salesman on board gave them a case of free samples. They needn't have worried, though. The greeting committee were long gone. The other 7 times Penney represented us at the Canadians, they managed to get there on time. Miriam Penney took up curling. Even later, she took up golf. She started to curl at 40 years old in 1961. During her curling career, she's curled in the provincial mixed championships 6 times, 11 times in the Silver D and the Lassie, and twice in the senior ladies. She was made on the Marge Theakson provincial runner-up team in 1972, 74, 75, and 1976. During this most active athletic career, Miriam Penney was somehow found time to serve her part of the world as well. In addition to participating, she was recognized this week in an assembly at Bridgewater High School for the many contributions she's made to the youth of that area over so many years. Mentioned along with her playing accomplishments were her 5 years coaching track and field, her 10 years coaching badminton, her 10 years coaching softball, her 32 years coaching and administering in curling, and her 46 years of coaching and administering in golf. Among the special chores she's undertaken over the years, she was South Shore Curling Zone Rep 1971, 72, 74, and 75. She was on the Provincial Curling Executive for 12 years. She's been president of the Bridgewater Curling Club. She has served on the Bridgewater Golf Club Executive for 30 years. This stuff rolls off your tongue so easily. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the first woman to be featured in the Chronicle Herald's Who's Who in Sports, a woman to whom all sporting people in Nova Scotia are greatly indebted, the epitome of an all-around athlete, Miriam Penney.
I would ask Mr. Jim Brown, who is the selection committee chairman for the South Shore, to please join us for the presentation. Officially, the records will show that you were inducted as a golfer. Could have been as a curler, could have been as a hockey player, could have been any number of sports. Miriam Penney-Athlete. But beyond that, it could have been Miriam Penney-Builder. You have made an immense contribution in so many ways to the sporting life of this province. This has got to be a very proud moment for you tonight.
It's the greatest honor that I could have had bestowed on me during my life. And I do thank you and everyone connected with it. I'm really very, very happy. And the things that I've done in sports, I've done not for any reason except that I loved what I was doing.
Was there any particular sport that you were really more attracted to than others?
I enjoyed all the sports. I always said that I enjoyed doing what I was doing at the time. I think probably golf was terrific because it was an individual thing. You couldn't blame anyone for the shots you missed. In curling, it was a real team effort. And you could sort of blame someone else, but what I liked about curling was the fact that if you could melt 4 people into one unit and make them work. And we did it 4 times, almost.
If you had to name the highlight of your great athletic career, what would it be?
I really feel that having my protege, Charmaine Murray, win the provincial junior and being able to go to the Canadian with her as my next door neighbor, and although she's 20-odd years younger than I am, it was a real thrill for me. And as Sandy said, in a village of 200, to have 2 people at the Canadian was quite a thrill.
Did you really say that about playing hockey with the girls? Skating around lampposts?
Well, sort of. It was sort of like that.
The challenge was much greater among the guys, eh?
One of the things we had to do was, before we played the hockey, we had to clean the ice. and on the river.
Sing for your suppers, or
Sometimes you're too tired when you clean the ice, you couldn't play hockey.
you took up a lot of your sports later than most people, in some instances.
Well, living in Pleasantville, I didn't have the opportunity to play golf. I happened to go to the golf club one night for a supper, and a friend of mine, Bill Eisner, asked me if I'd like to go out and play. And I think the first one I hit off, number 1, felt like a home run, so I thought, well, maybe I should try this. So it was, I just kept on going after that, and I dropped all the other sports. I think probably one night I was a little annoyed because I didn't have a very good game that day. So I went up to the ball field and I decided I'd play. So I hit the ball, and I guess maybe it was a 3-base hit or a 2-base hit or a double that I was stretching into a triple, and I slid into third base on my stomach and hit the third baseman's ankle with my hand, and I bent it back so far that I couldn't do anything for 2 weeks, so I thought I'd better go back to golf.
The lesson learned. Pleasantville is proud tonight. Nova Scotia is extremely proud of Miriam Penney. You are here where you belong, and have belonged for a long time, Nova Scotia Sport Heritage Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Miriam